Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome again to Character Event Workshop. Today, we'll be doing a workshop. It's called Pay to Be Loved. The motive of this workshop is understanding. Go back. Pay to be loved is there give and take in your relationship. To outline today, we're going to go over the introduction. It costs to love. Your support is more than I can afford. The money has vanished, so did your love. Losing self respect to be loved. Go ahead. So the introduction, when it comes to love, you ask yourself, what are you willing to pay? And what I mean by that, we all know that we learn in our day that nothing is free and nothing's free in this world. So that's including the relationships with not just your partner, but with friends, with family members. So what are you willing to pay to have people love you? Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, why am I paying to people to love me? Yes. When you can love yourself for free, why do you need people to pay, why do you need to pay people to love you? So stop and ask yourself that, what is the benefits that you get when you pay these people to love you? The truth is that we all pay for love in some form or the way or another, whether it's tangible money or intangible, your time. So when it comes down to, we actually are paying for love whether we can see it or not see it. Next. It costs a lot when it comes to relationship. This could be anybody, with your family, friends, people that you work with. Many are paying to have people paying to have people provide them company. So what do I mean by that? A great deal of people feel it's necessary to pay for company, and what is that? It is love being paid for because of insecurity, not wanting to be alone, for many reasons. So say, like, if you wanted to go to the store and you don't want to be alone, and you say, hey, I take care of whatever you need. Yeah, you are paying for somebody's company. Is love being brought due to failures and wrongdoing that we all done in the past? So what I mean by this, so say, like, if you have wrongly done a family member, or wrongly done your children, wrongly done somebody in your relationships, and you begin to buy them off with gifts or just good deeds and good gestures, that can be another form of you paying for their love, paying for their forgiveness. When it comes to love, paying is the only way that some feel they can love them and stick around. So when people are have that insecurity about themselves, like they can't be loved other than doing good deeds and gestures and buying gifts from people's, that's their insecurity, because some people do feel like that. Oh, the only how I can get my family love me if I buy them gifts and things like that, or the honey have I can have my friends to be around if I do things for them. That's how some people actually feel. Um, Paying for loves. The examples that one that's always willing to pay. So say, like, if you ask your friend or your family member to do something with you, and the excuse they get, I don't have any money, I can't go out because I don't have nothing to wear. Um, and then you end up getting stuck with their bill. So when you say, hey, I'll pay or buy something for you, they suddenly become available. At first they didn't have no money, they didn't have nothing to wear, but when you say, I'm paying, they jump up, oh, I'm ready to go. And then too, the only time people call you is when they have a need for you to do something for them or spend money on them. So say, like, if you don't hear from these people, so you call them, they're never available to talk to you. They're never available to do things for you. But when they need something done or they need something from you, they always know how to have you on speed dial when you want them to visit you, right? So say, like, this can be in a relationship, whether it's male, female, non-binary. When you come to when you want people to visit you, you notice that you got to get them an Uber, you got to order them something to eat, you got to get them a cigarette, you got to get them something to drink. You just got to do whatever just to get them to come over there. And that's a big stream, that when you want somebody to visit you, you have to pay for their time. But it's not like that with you. You always willing to be available. When you start dating a person, like I said, once again, it can be male, female, non-binary. uh, you start to take on their financial needs. So you paying that. It start a little bitty bill, the phone bill, then the light bill, then the gas bill. Then you notice that you're paying their rent. Then you notice that you're paying their card note. Then you notice that you're paying for their school to the kids school tuition. So it's becoming a much. You are actually paying for somebody to love you when you begin to take on other people's financial needs and not knowing if your finances can allows that. Next. Your support is more than I can afford. Yes. Yes. Some people support is more than what I can afford. Have you ever taken the time to notice that when it comes to getting support from family members, friends, or your partner, it feels like the amount that they make you pay, you could have just went see in the therapist instead, just truthfully. Yes, because you notice when you go see a therapist, right? Sometimes you get to see your therapist whether you have the co-payment or not co-payment. And some therapists you might not can't see if you don't have the co-payment. And that's how certain family members is. If you don't have anything to give them, they do not make themselves available for you. And that is not beneficial at all for you. If you need somebody, that's only beneficial to them. Many relationships if are like this. If you don't have it to give, they don't have the time. And it is like some therapists out there, if you can't pay your co-payment, you can't go. And many relationships are like this. You should be available. Your family and friends should be available to you when you need them. It's not saying they're gonna always be available, but it's saying that why when I need you, you're never available. I always have to pay to see you. Let's talk about the hidden fees that comes up later. Well, you remember that when you needed to talk and I had to get up for work 2 hours later, well, I did that for you and now you owe me this. So you had to get up for work 2 hours later. What's a conversations versus you asking me to pay your $600 card note? That's something totally different. Yeah, that's a huge hidden fee that I just asked for a little of your time and you're asking me for tangible things, money, something I might not have. This is a lot of things people do when they give a little bit of time to you, then in the end you end up paying for a huge amount. When did you have to start paying for support from family and friends and your partner? I recall that those things should come free. So if I have a partner and I have to pay for my partner to be around to give me support, yeah, that's more than I can afford because I might have something going on this week, or if I had a bad day and only have my partner gonna come see me and talk to me if I give my partner, a fifth of Hennessy or give my partner Uber, cigarettes, or the only time my mom or my dad wants to be around if I'm, doing big things to them or my friends. Oh, can you buy me these pair of shoes or can I borrow your clothes? Nah, I can't not afford some people. I can my support. I cannot afford it. When I need support, I want you to be there for me, not when it's convenient for you or you getting something after deal. I cannot afford that. Let's talk about when the money has vanished, right? And you notice that when the money has vanished, so do a lot of people love. So when you think about that, where are you when you have no more money to give? Where are all these people and you need some support? You need some things from them. Where are they? Once the money has vanished and they aren't around anymore, what is next for you? Think about that. What do you do next when you don't have any money and you want those same people to be around? What do you do? Really, just that's a question to think. Like, stop and think. Oh, my money is gone. My paycheck is gone. I don't get another for 2 weeks, but I do want to see my partner. I want to go sit with my mom, but every time I go sit with my mom or my dad, it asks for things. What do you do? Do you continue to stick around and find new ways to get them to come back? So say like if you already working to the max, what you're gonna do? Go out and do Uber and Lyft or Uber Eats just to have these people around? Or do you take that time to start investing in yourself, figuring out why are you paying these people to love you when you can love yourself. What is the next move when the money is gone? So you have to totally think about that. Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep playing this circle roundabout games with people for them to love you? Like every 2 weeks, um, every 2 weeks, you need to do something to get these people to stick around. The money is gone, so is them. So what do you do next? Next. Losing our sense of self to be loved. How can you pay with respect? Oh, that's a big one. How can you pay with respect? Have you ever in a relationship allowed yourself to be belittled or taken advantage of, or just to be loved by someone? That is how you pay with your respect, because you are sacrificing everything about you just to be loved. You know that you can't afford to play nobody's card, no, because you got to pay your own bills. So you willing to sacrifice everything that you about you just to have this person to love you. That's how you paying with your respect. So when you are being belittled, what I mean by belittle is someone is downgrading you, being, it can be physically abusive or verbally abusing you, are allowing that just to be loved by this person. You said, oh, it's not that bad, it's not that bad. Once again, um a person could say, where he called me fat garbage, but at least he didn't hit me today. No, that's still paired with your self-respect. So whether he called you fat garbage or hit you, he still belittled you. It still don't make any sense. You are paying with your self-respect. So abuse, physical abuse or verbal abuse, is still not right. And a person using you for your money, a person, or you could say, oh, he just asked me for $50, or he just asked me for a little money every now and then. You still are being taken advantage of, and you paying with your respect. I don't care how you look at it. When it comes to loving others and paying for their love, we lose our sense of self by compromising our values, or giving up what's important. So what I mean by compromising your values, right? So if you notice that you don't like being in a polygamy relationship, monogamous relationship is what you want. Your partner tells you, well, I can't be with you if I cannot have somebody else. You compromise those values because you want to be with that partner. So you're going to give in and be in a three-person relationship, as my daughter called a unicorn relationship, when it's three people. Um, you compromise the things about you. No, I'm not going to compromise that. I don't want nobody else in this relationship because I am selfish, stingy, and I cannot tolerate it. So no, I cannot compromise those values. I cannot compromise your friends coming to sleep with me just for me to love you. No, those things I cannot do. Next. Um, the conclusion of this workshop: when it comes to relationships, know the warning signs when people are using you and you beginning to pay for people's affection. What I mean by that is, start looking at things. Once again, what are you compromising? When your partner say, hey, can we have a threesome? Can we do this? Can you pay my mama's mortgage, which is $1,500, and you might not have the $1,500. The $1,500 might be for your tuition. The Be okay with being by yourself. When it comes down to paying for people affection, be okay with being with yourself, because you got to be okay with being by yourself. Be okay with loving yourself. If you're not okay with loving yourself, you're going to get people, you're going to keep continuing to pay for love. And it's just not in tangible ways with your money, it's intangible ways, with your respect, with your time, all those things right there. Be okay with loving yourself. If you're always the giver in the relationship, and the person and the other person stay around because they want you to fulfill their needs, that's not a relationship. That is mean that you are only benefit their needs and they're not benefit yours. There's no relationship. You have to be okay with people not speaking to you or being upset with you. So if your partner say, well, I need $1,500, or your mom say, well, I need this, I need that, and your sister say, I need this, your brother say, I need that, and you don't have it to give, be okay with them not speaking to you because my partner had an issue with this. His brother wanted him to put him on his credit card, and he didn't feel comfortable with it. He said no. His brother stopped speaking to him. And about 2 weeks later, his brother started back speaking to him. You have to be okay with people being upset with you, because if you know you don't want to do it, be okay with people being upset with you. Paying for affection just to be loved, it's free to love yourself. Just really, it is. Know that you're not being abused, you're not being taken advantage of, your money is not being gone. You know where your money at. Just know it is free to love yourself. If you got to pay for somebody to love you, you have to start rethinking some things. It is free to love yourself, and free is always the best option. And thank you for tuning in to our workshop today, Paying to Love, and see you guys next week.